Hi, this is Wendy. Welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you could join me. Today I'm going to be making for you my flower child granny. And you can follow along in this video and make one for yourself. This square is fairly generously proportioned. It's about 8.5 inches across, so 8.5 inches square. So I would think if you made maybe 5 wide by 7 long of these squares, you would have enough for an afghan. But I will provide a link in the description to my Etsy store where you can buy the pattern along with all of the yarn requirements. And you could always, of course, size it up to make a bedspread or anything else that you want to make. I'm going to be using a 4.5mm crochet hook for this square and Patton's Classic Wool, which is a number 4 medium weight, worsted weight, 100% wool yarn. This one is 194 yards per 100 grams. So that just gives you an idea. If you have a yarn that's comparable, you should get a square that's about this size if you're using similar tension. To start off the flower child granny, I'm going to chain 6. So I'm going to start with my starting loop. Make a chain of 6. And slip stitch in the very first chain to make a ring. For the first round, I'm going to chain 3, which counts as my first double crochet, and then make 15 double crochets in the ring for a total of 16. And I like to stitch right over top of my tail so that when I get to the end of the ring I can just snip off the excess yarn and it's already worked in. So there's my 16 double crochets in the ring, and I'm going to slip stitch into the top of my beginning chain, so the third chain of my starting chain. Round 2, which is the spokes around the center wheel here, I'm going to chain 5, which counts as the first double crochet and a chain 2, and then double crochet, chain 2 in each of the stitches around. So yarn over, pick one up, go through 2 and 2, chain 2. Yarn over into the next stitch, pick up a loop, go through 2 and 2 for a double crochet. I'll join you at the end of this round, and you can just pause the video and catch up to me when you're ready. At the end of round 2, I am going to fasten to the top of the beginning chain, so the third chain in here, leaving 2 more for my space. And I'm going to switch colors. You don't have to. I'm using 5 colors for this square. So I'm going to switch to the darker teal here. Now a little trick. You can slip stitch like this, but it makes the join less visible if you actually put your hook through the back of the place where you want the stitch to go and pull that stitch from the front through to the back. And that makes a neater join with a less visible stitch. And I'm going to find my teal yarn here and start round 3 with a chain 1. And then if I tug on that first color, you can see how the join just disappears in behind there. I'm going to single crochet into that same stitch, which is the top of that chain 3 from the beginning. Then I am going to do 2 single crochets into this chain 2 space and 1 single crochet into the double crochet. And do the same thing all the way around. 2 single crochets into the space and a single crochet into the double crochet. That's round 3 complete. I'm going to switch to color C, my 3rd color, which is this turquoise blue here. And again, I could slip stitch into that first single crochet to join, but I'm going to insert my hook from behind the work, pick up that loop and pull it through from the front to the back to hide it in behind and make a neater joining stitch. Round 4 also starts with a chain 1, then tug the previous color to hide the stitch. See, it looks like it just comes out of nowhere then. I'm going to work a single crochet into that same first stitch. Then I have a repeat. I'm going to chain 5, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to skip 5 stitches and single crochet into the next one. So skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and single crochet into the next one. Chain 5, single crochet into the 6th one. And it's good to count, but you will notice that it means you're single crocheting into the every second spoke, every other spoke, so into the top of every second double crochet. So again, chain 5, skip 5, single crochet. Continue that all the way around. After the last chain 5, I'm going to slip stitch into my starting single crochet. And you will notice that it pulls in and kind of curls up into a cup shape. Don't panic, it will straighten itself out in the next round. So don't worry about it if it looks curled up like this. Now for round 5, I'm going to, in each of these chain 5 loops, work a single crochet, a half double crochet, 5 double crochets, another half double crochet, and a single crochet. Looks like this. Single crochet, half double crochet, which is just like a double crochet, but you pull your loop through all 3 on the hook instead of 2 and 2. Then a double crochet, a second double crochet, a 3rd one, a 4th one, 5th one, scooch it over if you're getting too crowded, half double, and single. So that makes one of these little petals. And I'm going to continue and do the same thing in each of the spaces around and join it back at the beginning. So if you're working along with me, you can do the same thing, single, half double, 5 double crochets, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, a half double, whoops, try that again, half double, and a single. And you'll notice that I worked right around the loop, not into the chain. So 6 more of those, and then we'll go on to the next round. At the end of round 5, it's starting to look like a flower. So I joined to the first stitch in the same manner, pulling it from the front to the back, and I've added in my 4th color, which in my case is this lighter purple. Of course, you can use any combination of colors that you like, or switch it up from one motif to the next. It's entirely up to you. And you could also use acrylic yarn if you wanted to, as long as it's a similar weight. You definitely don't have to use wool. That's just what I had on hand. For round 6, I'm going to work the next petal into the first one here by starting with a chain 1, which I've already done when I switched colors, and then working in the back loops only, single crochet on top of the single crochet, half double on top of the half double, and then in the next 5 double crochets I'm going to do 7 double crochets. So in the first one I'll do 1, in the second one 2, in the third one 1, and 2 in the fourth one, and 1 double crochet in the fifth one. A half double in the half double, and a single in the single. And you can see on my other finished one here that I worked in the back loop only for the 2 purple rows, and it gives you this line of stitching around the front, which kind of defines the flower a little better. So one more time. Single crochet in the back loop only, half double, 1 double, two doubles in the next one, one double in the third one, 2 doubles in the fourth double crochet, 1 double in the fifth double crochet, a half double, and a single crochet. So I'll do the same thing for the next 6 petals and then join to the first stitch when I get back to the beginning of the row. One little tip for watching these tutorial videos: if you would like to, you can slow it down by changing the speed of the YouTube video. And another helpful trick is to turn off the sound or turn down the sound and turn on the closed captioning. That way you can slow it down to whatever speed you like, follow along with the closed captions, stop the video when you need to, and then you should be able to follow along and create a product at your own speed. At the end of round 6, join the petal to the first stitch by slip stitching or pulling the loop through the first stitch from the front to the back, like I showed you before, and then join your next color. This is the 5th of the 5 colors I used in this square. Then I went back to the first color for the outside. Do a single chain with the new color, and then this round starts off a little bit differently because it starts with the 3rd stitch in the round. So I'm going to slip stitch across the first couple of stitches in the back loop only to get up to the first double crochet. Then I'm going to chain 2, which takes the place of a half double crochet, And into the back loop of the next 10 stitches, I'm going to work 5 sets of 2 double crochets, then a half double crochet, and then single crochet 4 together. Looks like this. So 2 double crochets into the next stitch and 2 into the following 4 stitches. So I will have 5 pairs of double crochets, which of course is 10 altogether. So that's 3, 4 pairs, and 5 pairs. Then a half double crochet, pull through all 3, and then I'm going to do a single crochet 4 together to pull the center of this petal together. You can see on this one how we've got a bit of a dip there caused by pulling those 4 together, and it just makes the whole square lay more flat. So to do a single crochet 4 together, pick up the back loop only of the next 4 stitches. So draw a loop through 1, 2, 3, and 4, like that. So now I have 5 loops on my hook. I'm going to pick up 1 more and pull through all 5. So it makes a gathering stitch out of those 4, 1 stitch out of 4. Then in the next and following petals, a half double crochet in the next stitch, 5 times 2 doubles, that's 3 pairs, and 5, so 10 double crochets beside each other, a half double, and a single crochet 4 together. 3, 4, pick one up and go through all 5 loops on the hook. Then continue the rest of the way around the next 6 petals like that, and I'll come back when I get to the end to show you how to finish off this round. So there I am at the end of round 7, or just about at the end. I've just done my final half double crochet, and then I'm going to single crochet 4 together. So the last 2 stitches on this petal and the first 2 slipped stitches that I did at the beginning. And I think I'll go under both threads of that slipped stitch and the second slipped stitch, because that will most closely approximate the other ones. Now I'm going to go back to my starting color, the light green in the middle, this blue-green. But first I'm going to fasten off this purple one. So I'm just going to draw it through, tighten it up, and cut that one. Then go back to this light green, and for round 8, join this first color to any of the single crochet 4 together. So I'm going to go to this one and pull a loop through that single crochet 4 together and chain 4. This takes the place of a treble crochet. I'm going to do 2 more trebles in that same stitch. So a treble has 2 wraps of the hook back into that first, or into that same single crochet 4 together, and work through 2, 2, and 2. So it's quite a tall stitch. Again, wrap your hook twice with the yarn, go into the work, draw up a loop, and pull a loop through 2, 2, and 2. Then chain 3. Now I'm going to work 4 single crochets at the top of my petal. So in the middle 4 double crochets, I'm going to work 4 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. And you know, looking at that and at my first one here, I'm going to modify that, and I'm going to do those 4 only in the back loop. So I will make my pattern reflect that, just to make it match the other petals a little bit better. So the middle 4 single crochets in the back loop only. Then chain 3 and work 3 trebles in the next single crochet 4 together, then 3 more chains, 4 singles in the back loop only of the middle 4 stitches in the petal, and so on all the way around. So 1 treble, 2 trebles, 3 trebles, chain 3, find my top 4 stitches and do a single crochet in the back loop only of those 4. Three more chains and 3 more trebles in this one until you get back around to the beginning, and after those 3 chains, join into the top of this starting chain. I think that if you wanted to, you could just make the flowers and join the petals on 4 sides to make a blanket as well. But this is a pattern for a square, so the next 2 rows, or the last 2 rows in the square, turn our circle into a square. So I slip stitch into the top of the chain 4 that I started with. Then I am going to move on to round 9. So if you're following along on the pattern, we're on round 9. We're going to work trebles again. So 4 chains, 3 trebles in that same stitch. So going to the base of the chain, to the start of that, to the top of that chain in the same stitch. 1, 2, and 3 more trebles. So with the starting chain, it's the equivalent of 4 treble crochets. Then chain 3, skip the center treble, and in the third one, the last one, work 4 more treble crochets. then chain 2, and in the 4 single crochets at the top of the petal, work a double. Oops, I wrapped that one twice just out of habit. A double in the first one, a double in the second one, a half double in the third, and another half double in the fourth, because we're trying to get a straighter edge on this side to turn our circle into a square. Then chain 3. In each of the next 3 trebles, work a single. 1, 2, 3. 3 more chains on the other side of that. Then in these 4 singles, we're going to reverse what we did here and do 2 half double crochets and 2 double crochets. Chain 2, and in this next group of 3 trebles, I'm going to work another corner. So 4 trebles, 3 chains, 4 trebles, and the trebles go in the first and last treble from the row below. So in the first treble, do 4 of them, chain 3, 4 more trebles in the third treble of that group, skipping the center one. And the next side is just like this side, 2 chains in this group of 4, 2 doubles and 2 half doubles. Chain 3. In the next group of trebles, work 3 single crochets, 3 chains, and in these 4 single crochets, 2 half doubles and 2 doubles. Chain 2 and work the next corner in the same manner. So that's 2 sides done. Do 2 more sides in the same way until you get back to the beginning, and after the final 2 chains, join to the top of the starting chain. If you've stuck with me this far, I want to tell you I really appreciate it. I have lots more ideas of granny squares and other projects that I would like to try, and when you take the time to watch my videos and like and subscribe, it helps me to get one step closer to my goal of doing this on a more consistent basis, not just in the few minutes I have left at the end of the day. Okay, one more round to go. We're almost there, round 10. I hope you're enjoying this project if you're following along with me, or that it's inspired you to try it for yourself. Okay, round 10. Start with a chain 2, double crochet in each of the next 3 treble crochets, in the corner space, work 3 double crochets, 3 chains, and 3 more double crochets. Then a double crochet in the next 3 treble crochets, in the last treble crochet, work a half double crochet. In the next chain 2 space, 2 half double crochets. In the next 4 stitches, work single crochets. Three single crochets in the chain 3 space. So essentially you're working 1 stitch in each stitch across. And in the chain spaces, 1 stitch for each of the chains that you did. Single crochet in each of the next 3 stitches. 3 single crochets in the chain 3 space. 4 single crochets in the next 4 stitches. 2 half doubles in this last chain 2 space to flare it out a little bit. A half double in the first treble at the corner. 3 doubles in the rest of the trebles. And then the corner in the same way as we did the previous one. 3 doubles. 3 chains. And 3 doubles. We'll work the next part of this second side together. 3 doubles in the first 3 trebles. The last treble and the 2 chain space are all half doubles, so 3 half doubles in a row, and the rest of them across until the last 2 chain space are single crochets. So just work your way all the way around in that same manner until you get back to the beginning, and then join it together. Remember, a single crochet in each of these middle ones, including the chain 3 spaces where you do 3 single crochets. So 1 stitch for each stitch and each chain space going across. And there is our lovely flower child granny. At the end of the round, just fasten together, join with a slip stitch or slip the stitch to the back like I showed you, and cut the thread. You might want to leave a longer one depending on how you plan to fasten them together, and with a little bit of blocking that will make a nice square. Thanks very much for joining me for this project today. I hope you enjoyed it and you'll try it for yourself. Please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I'll see you in the next video. Have a super day.